Thank you, of course, everyone for joining, per usual. It's your boy Hunter, one of the community managers over here at Off-Chain Labs, building Arbitrum, of course. And today we're speaking with Deri Protocol, and joining with us today is 0x Alpha, the co-founder of Deri. Hope everything is going well, Alpha.
Yep, pretty good. And
Wonderful.
thank you, founder.
Of course. No, listen, thank you guys for coming on today. I think before we do get into Deri itself, would love to hear a little bit about, like maybe like what you do at Deri, and I guess what brought you to like working in the space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. First of all, thank everyone for being here. So I'm 0x Alpha, but actually you can also call me Alpha for short. I'm the co-founder of Deri Protocol. And how do I get into this? So actually, just now we mentioned that I was in New York doing quantitative finance in some of the investment banks and hedge funds, right? So, but actually, originally I was a physicist by training. So after I got my physics PhD, that was then I went to New York and then turned to a career path in quantitative finance. And prior to my days in the crypto world, most of my time in the work, I was dealing with financial derivatives. I've been doing derivative pricing, structuring, trading, and risk management. So basically, every aspect of the financial derivative business. And I actually started my crypto adventure in 2017 when I launched a crypto trading firm, which also provide market making service. So which is related to what I'm doing right now. We were providing market making service to derivative exchange, centralized ones, of course. And then in 2020, I was pretty much attracted by this DeFi concept, which boomed in that year, as you all know. Then I realized DeFi is where I could use a lot of my experience and knowledge of financial derivatives. So that was the start of Deri Protocol.
So, very cool. I think something to I guess to note here is a common theme I've been seeing in a lot of spaces that we've been having with a lot of DeFi projects is that like I think personally, like you would think that a lot of backgrounds would be more like tech engineering or com sci focused, but a lot of it is like actually like financial slash like TradFi people kind of coming over and like really making the change, which is really cool to see.
Yep. Actually, I think I think when DeFi started, it was mainly in a pure computer science thing, which basically as long as you know coding, then you can put together all kind of projects. But when you kind of go to the advanced finance part, for example, derivatives, that's actually a pretty complicated things. Then the requirement for the teams and for the people to work on this actually is so much higher than early days. So, for example, to do projects like Deri Protocol, I think basically you need a background from background of not just coding, programming, but also math and finance. So, and that's I think a lot of the TradFi people that you mentioned, I think my past working background as a working as a quantitative finance, so that's also a area which you need that those three elements simultaneously.
Yeah, no, I get you there, and it's like it's just really cool because you have these relatively small teams like building out these like really elaborate projects that like you said, like you really need a couple of different backgrounds to make stuff like this work.
Yeah, that's the amazing part of DeFi.
Totally agreed. So I guess with that, can you give us an intro to Deri Protocol itself and like what that is?
Yeah, sure. So just now I talked about 2020. That's when that was the start of Deri Protocol, right? So what is Deri Protocol? The name Deri is actually the short for derivatives. As you can tell, it's the first four letters. And so Deri Protocol is a decentralized derivative platform. Put simply, with Deri Protocol, you trade derivatives and this in a decentralized way. Right now, we have three types, and we are adding more. We have perpetual futures, which is pretty standard, offered by a lot of several other projects, and we have everlasting options, which is kind of special. You can think of everlasting options as the perpetual version of classical options. So everlasting options to classical options is just like a perpetual futures to expiring futures. And also we have a power purpose, which is kind of a new thing, for which you are basically trading the square of Bitcoin or a square of Ether. And as far as I know, we are the only DeFi protocol providing these three types of derivatives simultaneously. I mean, not the only one in Arbitrum, but on any layer one or layer two networks. So their protocol is a real on-chain protocol, which means all of your trades are executed on-chain under a AMM paradigm, which we call a DPMM. And also, one of the special things that your positions are actually tokenized as NFTs, which make their protocol very composable with other DeFi projects. Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's a very quick intro about Deri Protocol.
I love it, by the way. Like it's like it's so easy to get into the weeds with the stuff.
Don't just love it, try it.
Yeah, there you go. So I can tell you have a little bit of marketing in you too. Okay, so a little self-serving note here. But before we do get into this ecosystem that you guys are pretty much cultivating, pretty much you described to me an entire ecosystem, which is crazy. Can you maybe just break down, like, real quick, what made you guys decide to build an Arbitrum in the first place?
Short answer is Arbitrum's the best. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess I need to add some more, some color onto that short answer. So as a derivative protocol, we are actually very picky in terms of platform choice. So the platform to deploy Deri protocol has to be fast, stable, and gas economic. So by these measures, I think no other network, whether it's a layer one or layer two network, no other network can beat Arbitrum. So actually a little bit more. I think in early 2021, we first started in Ethereum, and then we soon expanded to some other faster and cheaper networks. I think it's fair to say our first try on Ethereum didn't work out. It was a failure because nobody wants to trade derivatives on Ethereum due to the horrible gas cost and the very slow speed. But then several months ago, we basically abandoned Ethereum layer one, and that was when we started to like hope for a layer two, Ethereum layer two come out. And even though we've been relatively successful on some of the other blockchain networks, we always wanted to come back to the Ethereum the Ethereum system. It's just layer two was not ready at that time, and now thanks to not now but thanks to Arbitrum, we now have this super fast, low cost platform without compromising the security. So it's within the Ethereum ecosystem. So I think our expansion to Arbitrum means for our users, I think our expansion to the Arbitrum means the faster transaction, lower gas fees, and an overall better experience for our users. And of course, we brought this derivative solution to the Arbitrum community. Actually, there's another factor, which is kind of specific for us. Just now you mentioned the ecosystem, right? I think Arbitrum has one of the best ecosystems, and this is actually especially important for us because when it was designed, the Deri Protocol was built to be a piece of that what the people called the DeFi legal game, right? So Deri Protocol actually depends on several other DeFi projects. In the way it works, for example, we use Uniswap as swapper and Aave as our external custodian. In short, we need such basic infrastructure. But actually, we don't just want to be a value taker. When it comes to composability, we want to bring our own added value. We want Deri Protocol to be the derivative infrastructure on Arbitrum.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, and based off the way you described the products you guys offer in the beginning, I'm going to give you kind of like what I was picturing in my head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, like like I was pretty much envisioning. Okay, you have obviously Arbitrum as this. Let's envision Arbitrum as kind of like the street, or like like the infrastructure, the highway that like
Mm-hmm.
these projects live on.
Yep.
Different projects can be like houses or whatever, and it sounds like Deri Protocol is coming in as like this mall full of different products.
Yeah, we come in to interact with other protocols, other projects, and we also we want other projects, protocol, the apps to interact with us and or to be built on top of their protocol.
100%, and I think I would love to to get into that a little bit, because again, you mentioned in the beginning you guys have multiple products, multiple different offerings people can try out. You mind kind of diving into that ecosystem that you guys have built?
Yeah. So from day one, we actually you can tell from how we name how we name Deri Protocol as a protocol, right? So from day one, we plan to build Deri Protocol as a protocol, which means it is part of the infrastructure, and there will be a lot of things built on top of it. And we've actually done a lot of work this part. Right now, we already have a Deri developer community, which contributes which already contributes a number of community dApps. We have a dedicated website for our community dApps, which is our major website is Deri.io, by the way, but our community website is Deri.fi. If you go there, you can see, for example, the app called Deep Hunter, which is built by a community developer to help people buy the crypto dip for Bitcoin or for Ethereum while making passive income. And also there's this the app called, for example, this the app called Stable Earn, which was actually a joint which has a product jointly built by us and the Stater team. So this Stable Earn is actually a fund for the investor to invest stable coins and earn a risk free. By risk free, I mean delta neutral, not without any risk exposure to the BNB price change. But that yields actually come from the BNB post staking, and right now, as we speak, we are doing the same thing on Arbitrum for the Ether staking yield. So basically, you can stake. So for example, if you go to Lido to try to earn the Ether POS yield, you need to deposit Ether, right? But right now with this, but after we roll out this with this product, you can stake stablecoin, for example USDC, to participate in that Ether staking. So that's another thing. That's part of the ecosystem. I think that the idea behind this is that I think the direct derivative trading is the ultimate demand for the derivative traders, but not the ultimate demand for the vast majority. I think derivative trader is just part of the vast majority, but for a lot of us, they probably don't. They probably don't trade derivatives directly. They might just need derivatives in an indirect way. For example, these products that I just mentioned, I think people a lot. I would say most of people need to do like wealth management, like stake their stable coin somewhere to earn some passive but stable yields, and but that's where derivatives can come in to help them. So that's our idea behind our ecosystem.
Very interesting take. I think it's something that I've also, I think, been noticing as time goes on, that obviously, like, different projects have different offerings, and whether it's derivatives, options, swapping, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a lot of projects are starting to take the idea, and again, I'd love your thoughts on this. Starting to take the route of, okay, you have people that'll come for whatever the actual product is, and let's take options for example, right? Options dashboards tend to be relatively complicated for the average person to understand.
Mm-hmm.
But what they'll do is they'll also make, okay, we have this extra option here that's literally just a vault. All you do is deposit tokens,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all you have to do. And I feel like a lot of DeFi is kind of resulting in these two different kind of offerings that products are giving out now, right? It's the main product, and then kind of like a dumbed down vault version for people who don't want to deal with it. What are your thoughts on that? I think it's interesting. By the way, I think it's a great way to onboard people. But I love your thoughts on that.
Yeah, just now the kind of product you mentioned, I think there's one, for example, there's one on Arbitrum called Dopex, right? So they belong to that category, which which I think people call it DOV. But these products are not primitive option products. They are actually I would say the more precise term to define such product. They are actually option based asset management product. So they are kind of like they belong to a higher level, a level higher to the primitive options. But what we provide are actually options. Except what we provide are everlasting options, which means you can either sell option to earn the premium, or you can buy option to do your hedging. So that is what we offer. We offer primitive options. So which makes us not exactly I know the DOV products are very popular recently. Actually, we are just about to cooperate with some of them because we belong to the different levels. So I guess we are in the most bottom level to provide the primitive options, so that they can actually take advantage of our options and build on top of us. That's the relationship between Deri Protocol and other and those DOV projects.
So on that note, and I think you kind of hit on it a little bit there, but obviously, given the fact that you guys have a ton of different projects and products in your arsenal, I'd love to know, maybe, and I'm sure the audience would like to know as well, like maybe the core features and, I guess, different types of innovations you guys have that really make it distinguishable against other different products in the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think you already mentioned the key. I think the most important keywords about our core features, is what you just mentioned, innovations. There are actually a lot of innovative features in Deri Protocol. For example, this model. So back to early 2021, I remember that's when we started, but we were the first one to provide the on-chain derivatives, with this what we can call it LP as counterparty model. Back then, there were several different approaches for people to try out. For example, there's this VMM model, which was rolled out by another protocol. But now I think this LP as counterparty model that we came up with, and I think nowadays this model has sort of become the standard for the on-chain derivatives. So most of the non-order book based derivative platforms adopted this LP as counterparty model. And product wise, so I just mentioned that everlasting options, which is a very exciting and new stuff. The everlasting options by Deri Protocol is actually the first ever everlasting options, not just in DeFi world, but in the whole financial history. I think last time I checked, Deri was probably Deri was the only one providing a live and workable version of everlasting options. Even though several I see several projects try to roll out, but last time I checked, there was the only live and workable one. I'm not sure if any other teams have provided this right now, but I bet even if there were, I bet the everlasting option by Deri Protocol is probably the only practically functional product, at least for the time being. And actually, yeah, look, just give it a. You can just go to our website, give it a try. Like I said, don't just love it. Try it, give it a try, and feel free to compare their protocol. For example, compare our options with other solutions, including the classic options on, for example, Deribit. I think you will. I think you will love the everlasting options of their protocol. So actually, there are a lot of other important features too. So other than well, they're all innovation based, of course. But one thing we emphasized is the capital efficiency. I think in the early DeFi days, this is not something that the projects put a lot of attention to. But I think when the whole DeFi system evolved to a more advanced level, capital efficiency is going to be more and more important because in the end of the day, I think finance, the players in the finance are competing with their capital efficiency. So basically, their protocol provides what we call extreme capital efficiency. So this is actually achieved by a series of innovative factors. For example, our AMM, which we call the DPMM design, made it possible to put different underliers and different derivative types in the same trading pool. So, for example, on that trading pool on Arbitrum, now we actually put the futures and options and the power perps of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's two underliers and three types, and for each of the option they have different strikes, so we put a lot of them into the same trading pool so that when people trade they are actually trade against the same piece of liquidity. This kind of a sharing mechanism makes the capital efficiency much higher than any of the other AMMs or order books. So that is for the capital efficiency. And also another feature of Deri Protocol to enhance capital efficiency is that we actually provide a wide range of uh, token choice. So from which you can choose to deposit for provide a liquidity or deposit as collateral. For example, to trade derivatives as collateral, you can deposit stable coins like USDC, which is pretty standard, right? But also you can deposit Ether or WBTC or Link, and we're actually expanding this range. Uh, so that's another thing. Yeah, so I guess those are just there are a lot of other features too, but so just I guess here just to name a few that makes their protocol very unique.
Yeah, no, that's definitely insane the amount of different features and products you guys have. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think like I think one thing that at least I have in my mind is like obviously it's obviously not an easy task to build multiple crypto based products that all have different utilities all on their own. But I think the other thing too is like maybe like managing security and maintenance of those products. Like what's your current strategy on security for the products you guys offer?
Yeah, I think security should always be the number one concern for any DeFi projects because you're directly dealing with money. And to make sure Deri Protocol is super secure, in addition to the regular things like our internal security efforts, Deri Protocol has also completed the smart contract audits with the top auditors, including PackShield and Certic, and we also launched a bug bounty program on Immunify, which has been very helpful. But I guess when it comes to this question, I guess every project will put a lot of things to answer this question, and they probably all seem to make a lot of sense. So in other words, it's not easy to tell from the answer to this question to assess the security of the project. But I guess in the end of the day, there's probably only one way to check the security of a protocol, which is how long it has been there, operating without accident. So that's probably ultimately that's probably the only way to check. So for Deri Protocol, it was first launched in early 2021. Now it has been running for almost 2 years. We've only experienced a couple of minor security issues, and no major or significant issues have ever taken place at all. So I guess that's the best way to telling about our security.
Definitely a good point. I mean, longevity in this space obviously is quite a hot commodity, considering that most projects I would argue are relatively new.
Yeah. So
Definitely good.
I think the logic behind that is if there is some problem with that project or that protocol, given some amount of time, like half a year or like 1 year, that kind of problem probably has already caused some issues, some accident or some attacks. But if it has been there for a very long time and without any problem, then probably because there is no problem.
No, I definitely hear you there. I think that I guess at this point it probably makes sense to talk a little bit more about the it's just generally like roadmap stuff. So if you could, obviously I know we spoke about a bunch of things today. Could you maybe like um, just give us a quick rundown of what's currently usable today on Arbitrum, and maybe what you guys plan on bringing in the future in terms of like your roadmap and stuff?
Um, we actually have a very long pipeline that keeps us busy. Even in that now we call it bear market and pacer snow, but we actually we're as busy as always. The features that will be rolled out in the very near future, include, for example, limit orders and stop orders. So these features have been demanded by the community for a while, and right now as we speak, we have Deri v3.1 under development. And the reason we call it 3.1 only because there are actually not too many changes from the user's perspective, but actually it's a major upgrade of the architecture. So after the core architecture has been totally revamped, after this upgrading, the core architecture is going to be um, much better, more efficient, and way more robust than the current V3. And so that's one major thing ongoing right now. And in the longer term, we will roll out Deri V4, probably in Q2 or Q3. That would depend on our V3.1s, how soon we'll roll out V3.1. Um, I think the most exciting feature of Deri V4 is the interchain liquidity pool, which means the the liquidity can be staked from different networks, layer 1 or layer 2, and you can choose your favorite network to do the trading. Well, which I presumably would be Arbitrum, right? Because it's the fast and the most efficient one. So yeah, that's our. Actually, there's a lot of other things, but I guess those are the probably the ones that people will more concerned about among our stuffs in the coming year.
By the way, how big is the team? I mean,
How's what? Sorry,
it's got to be a lot of
sorry.
people.
How's what?
Like, how many people do you have on the team?
Oh, we have 11.
You have 11 people.
Yep.
I feel like you have 11 products at least.
Some of the
crazy.
products just that I mentioned was either jointly developed with other teams or like by the community developers. But we are more focused on the Deri protocol itself, the core, the protocol.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. All right, cool. I think before we do head over to community questions.
But actually, let me. Can I insert a advertisement here?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Chill.
So this is about a ongoing campaign that that we have on Arbitrum. To welcome the experienced traders on Arbitrum, we so this is our Arbitrum only. So we currently have a transaction fee rebate campaign. So basically, all experienced traders on Arbitrum can randomly draw a transaction fee rebate NFT from our website with up to, it could be like 20% or 40% or up to 100% transaction fee rebate, and enjoy this zero fee trade on their protocol during this campaign. So you can find the details of this campaign from our Twitter account. So please follow us, Deri Protocol, on Twitter account, and please come and have fun. So don't just love it, fight. Yeah, so that's the end of the advertisement time.
Very nice. Listen, I appreciate the transparency there. You said you were going to chill, and you chilled. No worries. I mean, we're not ending yet. But I guess I just wanted to flag for anyone who does have any questions. Feel free to raise your hand. We'll bring you up in a second. Again, for the Deri Protocol team for Alpha. Before we did bring people up, though, I did want to ask one last cue, and that was in terms of the roadmap and stuff. Do you guys have any kind of like ecosystem partners like planned in the future or anything like that?
By plan, you mean, so we actually we put a lot of efforts on the ecosystem. So first of all, I think it's not just a plan to have an ecosystem, uh, to have an ecosystem to grow from on top of your product. That product should be, so from day one it should be designed for that kind of ecosystem. So this was basically what we keep in our mind when we design their protocol. So for example, one feature I mentioned just now, the position token that in the Deri protocol is actually an NFT. What does that mean? It means when you, for example, you go to Deri protocol to open a, for example, long future position of Bitcoin or some option position of Ether, what do you have is actually an NFT. So this makes the other projects very easy to it would be very easy for other projects to build on top of their protocol. So that's, I think that's the foundation of the Deri protocol ecosystem. So and based on that, right now we have, for example, some of those community projects, and also this stable earn that I mentioned. This was jointly developed by us and the Stater team, and we're just about to do a similar thing for Ethereum, like I mentioned. So all of these are our efforts on like building this ecosystem on top of the Deri protocol, and which is going to be one of our priorities on 2023.
Totally hear you there. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I asked that. at the very least. All right, cool. I think we have a couple of people waiting in the sidelines here.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I'm going to bring the first person up, Ali Nido. Ali, you have the stage.
Ali Nido, hello.
Let's see if they're there, just in case I can bring on someone
I
else.
think Ali Nido is muted.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me now? Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Hi. Thanks for the good information. It's a lot of knowledge. I'm getting it. It's a newcomer. But the only question I have is there any what we call an online service where we can have a question and we can write it down to you guys, and so you can email us back or text us back?
Sorry, online service for what? I didn't hear that clearly.
Just if we have any question, like if I have any question or my friends have any question, I want to ask you guys. So, is there anywhere I can go and write it down an email to you guys?
You can just go to our community. We have a Telegram group and we have a Discord. You can just ask questions, shoot your question to the community directly, and I think either other community members will answer you or our community manager will answer you. Also, there's if you go to our website. You can on the up right corner there's this earphone icon. If you click on that, you can also shoot your questions to our people.
Thank you.
So those are different ways to reach us.
Thanks.
All right, let's get someone else up here. We have Dinesh, who's waiting. All right, Dinesh, you have the floor. Make sure to unmute yourself, by the way.
Hello, Dinesh. Actually, one of my former colleagues, his name was Dinesh.
Maybe that's him. It's coming back to haunt you.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, all of you.
We can hear you. Yes.
Yeah. Here is my question: is that Arbitrum is the fantastic platform, but then I search on CMC, but there is Arbitrum not showing.
There's what?
Can you clear me which name shows there?
I'm not sure I understand the question. Wait, is this a question for us or is it for Deri Protocol? For Arbitrum or for Deri?
Oh,
question.
Okay, for Deri Protocol.
Could you repeat your question? Sorry, I don't get the question.
Okay. I repeat again. My question regarding Arbitrum. Arbitrum is the fantastic platform.
Yeah.
Arbitrum is the good project. When search on the CMC, but there is Arbitrum is not found. Can you tell me what is the real name of Arbitrum?
What is the real name of Arbitrum? Sorry.
You didn't get me, sir.
Yeah, maybe I just didn't hear it clearly. What's the real word on Arbitrum?
Sir, Arbitrum in the CMC, Arbitrum in which name listed, sir?
It sounds like it's more of a question for us. If you don't mind, try asking us in the Discord, just because we want to keep everything Deri related here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Dinesh.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sounded like he was at like a playground over there. Okay. We're gonna bring on Logan DeFi. By the way, I like your PFP Alpha.
Oh,
You guys
thank you.
are.
Yeah, I like yours too.
It's a demon rat. I've been changing my PFP the past couple weeks, and adds a
Because
little
you,
style to these.
because you bought a new one.
Dude, these I've been PFP shopping way too much. It's not even Christmas yet. All right, Mahi. Yes. How's it going? What kind of question do you have for Deri?
Yeah, my question is, what is your target audience? Can we earn token using your platform?
My target for what? Sorry, can you repeat that?
The target. It's a target audience. I think that's what Mahi said.
Yeah, I repeat my
Oh,
question.
target audience. A target audience or target users, or do you mean our target users?
Target audience, sir.
Yeah, I guess same thing.
Okay, yeah. So actually, we want to target both the pro kind of traders and also the relatively people who are relatively new to derivatives. So so for quite a while, we've been criticized for having a very complicated UI because some of those who are relatively new to derivative trading, they found our website, the Deri.io website, very complicated. Well, which is really because the derivatives themselves are are really are kind of complicated. But now we have this recently we wrote out a trading mod called Deri Lite, which is designed for those who are relatively new to derivative trading and not so familiar with all the complicated mechanism of derivatives. So basically, Deri Lite mod offers a streamlined interface focused on ease of use and simplicity. So that's what they're relied for. And but our old mod is still there for those who are more experienced and more used to the TradFi derivative trading. It's actually very powerful with better capital efficiency, and so it's good for the pro traders. So from that you can tell, so Deri Protocol is good for both pro and relatively new traders, and you can switch between the light and pro mods at any time, so you can try out both and see which one works better for you.
Thank
So
you,
yeah,
sir.
does that answer your question?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks, my answer.
Yeah, just try out both and see which one works out better for you.
Sir, I have one more question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, please share about
They cut out. What was that, Mahi?
hello, sir.
Connections does not seem to be very good.
Yeah. Can you repeat yourself, Mahi? I don't think we heard you.
I repeat my question.
Yeah.
Please share about your token mix. What's your token use case?
Oh, token use case. Right now the major token use cases is there are two features for the tokens. One is just like most of the other DeFi tokens is governance token, and also it has another thing which kind of we came up with. We call it the privilege token, which means for a lot of things in the Deri system, if you want to do that, you need to stake the Deri token to do it. So that's which means you should stake Deri to have that privilege. So basically those are the two features of the token.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks, my answer.
Thanks for coming on, Mahi. All right. I think we have one last person here with their hand raised. Let's see what they got going on. All right, you have the floor. I'm just going to call you L3. Also, make sure to unmute. L3, you there?
Hi. How are you, guys? Are you good?
How are you? Good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So sorry about my English. It's not my native language because I'm from Afghanistan. Thanks to all. His question was about, one person asked some question about this. I can see Arbitrum is fantastic and good project, and there is I can see on the Queen Market Cap or on the CMC and Arbitrum listed. There is not listed. The answer is broad. There is no token yet from Arbitrum. And my question is from Arbitrum, is there any token for the near future?
Are you saying, so is this a question about a Deri token? Are you saying it's not in CMC, it's not listed as the Arbitrum related, or an Arbitrum ecosystem token? Is that question?
Yeah, my question was from Arbitrum ecosystem. Is there any token in the near future on Arbitrum?
Well, you're asking, where is okay, so I guess that's a question for Hunter Yu for the Arbitrum. It's about Arbitrum token.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we mentioned, we're trying to take questions about Deri. So, if you want to ask anything related about Arbitrum, I joined the Discord and we can get back to you there. That's okay.
There is
But
any token
it's
about
interesting.
Arbitrum?
Wait, sorry, L3, did you catch that?
I think it's still the same question. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay. A lot of people are interested in this one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
from what I can see.
No worries, L3. Just hit us in the Discord. Okay. In that case, I guess we can. Do you want to take one last one, or do you want to end off here? What do you think?
Yeah. Either way, I mean, if somebody, I'm not sure if somebody raised the hand. If there's a question I can take, or
of course, it's always hands raised. Arbitrum Maximalist and DeFi Explorer is this next person's description. And again, let's just keep this question Deri related.
Hi. Thank you for having me. My question is regarding the Deri Protocol, and I would like to hear a little bit more about the way you're going to achieve scaling, and that there are a lot of there's a huge competition in derivatives on Arbitrum right now. There are lots of protocols. Could you state some of your key features and your killer features and the way you're planning to scale further?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, as you said, I think you're right. It's getting very competitive here and on Arbitrum. I think nowadays Arbitrum is probably the for the what I call the advanced kind of finance. Arbitrum nowadays is probably already the best network for advanced finance. By advanced finance, I mean those financial those DeFi projects are relatively complicated, like derivatives, right? So, but when it comes to Deri Protocol, I think we just mentioned some things that make us unique. For example, there's a lot of innovative features about Deri Protocol, and for a lot of things, we are the first one to came up with and the first one to implement. Also, we are the only one to provide perpetual futures, and everlasting options, and the power perps, and two of them, for the everlasting options and for the power perps, we're actually for any one of them, we're also the only one to provide on Arbitrum, I think. And not to mention that we are the only one to provide all of this simultaneously, and so those are all the unique things that makes Deri Protocol well, not in the direct competition with well, we are in competition with other projects for some of the products, for example, perpetual futures, which is a kind of a standard. But for those for everlasting options and for power perps, I don't see any competition with us as of now. And as for how to scale, I think first of all, Arbitrum is the best foundation for us to scale. Right, it's fast, it's efficient, and it's low gas costly, and well, and without compromising security, of course. So and we also this feature that I mentioned, we have this super high capital efficiency, what we call extreme capital efficiency. Is another way to scale, because to achieve the same kind of trading experience, we need so much less liquidity than the other projects. So yeah, so I guess all of these innovative features together makes Deri Protocol unique and very scalable.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming up. Also love the RB dude.
Yeah. RB dudes for life. I mean, it's pretty sad.
Oh shoot! Wait. I think Janice, I'm so sorry. I think I moved you by accident. Anyways, thank you for coming up, Janice. We appreciate your RB dude. Okay, Alpha. Before we do head off here, actually, for those in the chat who do want to contribute to Deri in any way or join the community, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, actually, well, you can either follow myself on the Twitter and DM me, which is open, and or follow Deri Protocol and DM Deri Protocol, which is open too. And also just go to our Telegram channel or Discord channel, which you can find from our Twitter account too. So those are right now. Those are the primary ways for our community members to reach us.
Awesome. Yeah, again, we really appreciate you guys for coming on today. We look forward to seeing your upcoming deployments in the future. Thanks for coming on, Alpha.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Actually, appreciate you for having me here.
Likewise.
Yeah, very excited.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know. I think we're coming out of a bear market. Not financial advice, but we'll see. Who knows? Maybe Arbitrum can rise above the tides with all the projects on it.
Yeah, but this is the best time to build product.
Definitely, 100%. But all right, so that sounds good, Alpha. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you. All right, bye.